In this video, we're going to deal with a number of topics of Gmail basics. We're going to create and send email. We're going to see new and reply to email. We're going to add attachments. We're going to set signatures and check out the out of office function. And we're going to look at confidential email. So let's get started. Hello and welcome to Gmail Basics. In this series we're going to go through some of the basic elements and some of the not so basic elements of Gmail. So you get the most out of the package, whether you're using it just as Gmail from a mobile device, on a PC, or your corporate or place of work has gone down the G Suite route and Gmail is your email system of choice. Okay, let's get started. First off, what we're going to do with Gmail is create an email. That's what it's all about, really. It's all about electronic mail. It's been here since the 70s and it's in every workplace, on every mobile device, and everyone should have some concept of electronic mail. So the idea of electronic mail is sending a message to somebody, or documents, or pictures, or a conglomeration of the both so they can get it electronically, as opposed to writing a letter, shall we say. So let's get started. Right, click on the Compose button at the top left hand side of the screen, just below the Gmail logo there. Compose, you can see it brings a pop-out on the bottom left hand side. Now I find, especially if you're using a big monitor like what I am, that's not very conducive to typing and working. I like things quite centralized. Unfortunately, as you could imagine, you cannot drag this around, okay? Hold Shift, click that button, and there you go. Right? It's in the center. Now, hold the Shift key down again, and then you can position this screen all over your screen. Look at that. Where do you want it to be? You can return it down to the bottom right hand side. You can make it full screen, which is quite good, quite nice, but it does take up an awful lot of screen real estate. You can shrink it back down, put it in the center, keep hold of the Shift key, and then if you want you can move it around that way. So that's positioning of the email box. Next up, we're going to send it to somebody. Now if you know their email address, it's quite simple. I know the first letter of my recipient. I haven't got many, but it's Dexter. Dexter at collaborationkernel.com. Hitting the top key brings up all the people that match that criteria. So in this case then, everyone with their names beginning with D. Or you can type in the full email address. Okay, there you go. That email is going to go to Dexter. But what do I want to call my email? I've got to give it a subject. Hello, I am back from vacation. It's very good, isn't it? You can make it bold. Right, so there we are, that's my title. Next we've got a free text field here. This section is called a signature, and I'll cover that a little bit later. This section is the free text section where you can type in things for your email. Right, so, hello Dexter, I am back. Come and see me. With any words type interface these days, you do get a true rich text format, of what you see is what you get. You can select this text. Dropping down to the text manipulation side of things, you can change the font to a better font. You can enlarge that font, make it bold, italic, underline it. You can change the color of the font, for example red. You can change different words by the way you highlight it for different colors, a bit of purple. Or you can change the background of the text, like a sort of a highlighter pen, if you want to bring something out, particularly in a block of email that you want people to gander attention to. So I'll select the word Dexter. I'll click on the A for the colors again, and because it's in red, I'll put it in a yellow background. There you go, and it seems like I've used a little highlighter pen, those fluorescent highlighter pens that you used to have when you were a kid to bring attention to this. Right, also in addition to that, you've got alignment, whether you want it aligned to the left, whether you want it in the middle, whether you want it to the right hand side. Okay, so quite simple. Click on that, click to center it, click to put it to the right, click to put it to the left, depending on what you want to do, or depending what country you are. Some of the Orient countries as well, they write right to left, whereas in the West, we're left to right. Okay, so moving on, we've got, you can add a numbered list, we can add a bullet pointed list, we can do some indents, indent it a bit more, you can put some quotes in, okay, you can cross out a particular word, just like that. You see there's a line going through it now, or you can remove all formatting. Now, what you'll also see around here is you've got the formatting options, you've got the attach file options as well. That brings up any files that you want to attach with a little paper clip. We'll quickly put in a Gmail logo here, why not? That uploads it. There's my attachment here, but it's not shown as a picture, it's an attachment. You can add a link to an external website or internal website. You can add an emoji from a light. Who doesn't like emojis? So we've got emojis, we've got all sorts of emojis here. Big grinning faces, faces with hearts, angelic faces. Well, there's other icons as well that you can also put in to accentuate your email. Okay, so that was emojis. You can add files as well, insert files using Drive, right? So this will go to your Drive first, as opposed to the insert attach files, that goes to your device first. Clicking on Drive, you can see here are some images that have been sent to me. You can put in the getting started, we can insert that attachment, and there goes a little PDF. What you can also do is you can turn on and off confidential mode. Confidential mode is a great feature, I believe. Say, for example, you are a people manager and you want to send an email to your under managers about, say, workforce reduction or hiring staff or a particular sensitive item. Could be a merger or something like that. You can set confidential mode. Recipients won't have the option to forward, copy, print or download the email. They can read it and they can reply to it. Okay? But they cannot forward it, copy it, print it or download it. Now there's always going to be someone who's going to do a screen capture, an alt print screen, or get their mobile device out and go click with their mobile device. You can't stop that, but this is as much as you can possibly do to protect that information, a little bit of data loss prevention. So effectively, you can control the information from the standpoint that you have done as much as you can do. Now, if, for example, they choose to get their mobile device out and take a screen capture, for example, well then that's a case for HR if you send something in confidential mode. And this is all down to email etiquette and standards of business conduct within your workplace. So you can set it to expire in 1 week, 1 day, 1 month, 3 years or 5 years. If you want something, hey, I'm going to hire this person, but don't tell anyone, expires in 1 day. They can reply to you, they can read the email, so they can still have a good conversation with you, but they can't go forwarding it because it is confidential. All right, so you can set that, and we'll save that as well. So we'll do a little demonstration on that. Also, you've got insert a signature. Now, I've got a defined signature. By default, Gmail does not come with a signature. You have to define it. How would you do that? Well, you can go up to settings, up here, and think, oh my God, my email's gone. But don't worry, it'll be in draft. Go to see all settings. This brings up the settings. It looks all very complicated, but it isn't. Everything's nicely laid out. You can see here's the signature section. What you can do then is you can then create a new signature, and we'll say test signature. Create. Regards. And you can put a little signature in there. Again, you've got all the true type font settings that you can manipulate to make it a little bit personalized. Change the color on it. There you go. right? But all that is meaningless because what you've got to do down here is click on Save Changes. All right, very important. Make sure you click on Save Changes. Now, where's my email gone that I was composing? I've lost it. I've got to type it out again. No, I haven't. Because if I click on the drafts section here, we will find that the email has been put into draft. And there it is. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So let's just make the screen a little bit bigger and drag it out. I'm holding the Shift key down here to make it slightly bigger so we can see it better on screen. So just to recap, we have put a title in, we've put a recipient in, it's going to Dexter, we've put a little block of text in, we've put some emojis in, because who doesn't love an emoji? And we can select them as well, you know, and you can move them around. We've put a PDF document in, we've got a signature, okay, and you can change that signature as well to manage signatures, and there'll be more signatures. And we've put a little picture. We've done an attachment that's come directly from my device. Now, you can see at the bottom here, because we put it into confidential mode, there's a confidential content message that's come up at the bottom that tells you that you cannot forward, copy, print, or download this email, right? Until August the 9th. Good stuff. Now, if you want to edit that by any means, as the sender of the email, then you can. You say, oh my God, I better put it on for a week instead. If you want people to have a passcode as well, you can send passcodes via SMS. But for this basics video, and we'll cover this in a future video, this is all I'm going to do. Save. Right, so we've gone through all these sections at the bottom, apart from these, which is undo and redo. As you can see, it's like undo, the PDF document gets removed. If I put redo, it gets reinserted. All depends on you. Right, also, we've got the delete button. Do you want it? You've written this email. Oh, I've written it wrong. I'm just going to start again. Click on delete. We've also got the 3 dots, the ellipsis. If you click on that, you get default to full screen. You can add a label. For example, you can label your email as, you know, is it a promotion, forum, update, social? Add a star to it, which we'll come on to in a minute. Or you can create a new label. For example, you could say, we'll call it workforce management. Okay? And you can nest that, for example, under something else. Select a parent. Well, I'm not going to select a parent. We're just going to create workforce management. And that's been given a label as well. And we'll come on to labels in a moment. Clicking back on the ellipsis at the bottom as well, you can check the spelling, you can print it, you can put it in plain text mode if you don't want all this flowery graphics in there. If you click on print, it'll go to your default printer. So clicking on print, right, it brings up the printer screen. You can see there's a number of printers that I've got here that I can select. And you can see what it looks like on the printed page should you want to. Okay. All about printing. You can select whether you want to print in color, print in black and white, change the orientation. What other settings do you want to do? Is it going to be different paper size? How many pages per print? Do you have the option for 2-sided printing? Things like that. Headers and footers, do you want those? If you say no, then the little header and footer of what the email is at the bottom. Look, there you are, see? Gets removed. Do you want any background graphics? Yes or no? You might have an email that's got an awful lot of tabulation and an awful lot of, you know, background clip art on it. Just get rid of it, like, what's all that about? And then press print, and it gets printed out as if by magic. And then you go towards killing a tree. But the whole point of, I think, electronic mail is to keep it on your device. There is going to be a time when you want to print out email, and that's fine. But I'm all about the electronic office, and I think it's really good email etiquette. You can always keep it electronically. In Gmail, all the data is sharded. I've never lost a Gmail email message. I've got loads of storage in my 10 years of actually using it. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's more secure than having a piece of paper in a desk. Okay, so where were we? We were here. Let's go back. We haven't sent our draft yet. There's our email in drafts. And then finally, after all of that, and going through all the sections of creating an email, you can click send at the bottom. Right? Now, clicking send. Do you want to send this email? Always think before sending an email. If you're applying to something that's quite contentious, my advice is to wait. Look at it, check your spelling. Is that what you want to say? Because once it's sent, yeah, you can recall it up to a point. You can do an undo. But to be fair, once you've sent it, that person is generally going to get it and is then going to respond. I always say to everybody I talk to about email, and I've been doing email through different platforms, whether it be Microsoft, Google, for years, always think before sending your email. Anyway, we've thought about it. We're going to click send. Now, someone will need access to the files that I've input into this email, the PDF. Okay. Now, do I want to share these files? Okay. Do I want them to view the file, to comment and edit the file? Turn on link sharing so anybody within my organization, which is called Collaboration Kernel, can view. So let's just think about it. All right. What am I sharing? I want to share with that particular person on the recipient that file. So it's clever enough to say, yeah, okay, brilliant. But perhaps I don't want to give them access. I don't know why I wouldn't want to keep them access. If I'm sending it to somebody who is perhaps a secretary, but then even that wouldn't work. Anyway, perhaps you don't want to give them access. Click the don't give access box. I want to give Dexter access to the file. I click off the box. I'm going to share it with one person. They're going to be able to view that file, and I'm going to click send. Now it's gone away in the background, it's changed the permissions, it's shared that file with Dexter on my Google Drive so he can view that file. And that's it, the mail has gone. It's gone to Dexter. Now, let's just tidy up some tabs at the top. Let's go into Dexter's inbox. This is Dexter's inbox. And there you can see, in bold, I've got an email. You can see this message was sent in confidential mode. Open its view to view its contents. Let's click on it. There you go. There's the very sort of busy email I just sent Dexter. No problem at all. Now, as I mentioned, it's this confidential mode. He can reply to this, but he can't forward, download, or print it. If you click on print, right, it's confidential mode. Right? I clicked on print there. It's confidential mode. You cannot print it until it expires. You go back to view the email. Okay? It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. I think it's great. Now for the attachments, that's the one I've embedded in the document. That's perfectly fine. And the email attachments I've got down here I can share from my drive. See, if you go over it, shared in drive, that's attached. So you can click on that, no problem at all, and bring that up. That is shared in drive, okay? But he can access it because I've given him access. Good stuff. All good stuff. So we have saved, we've looked at printing attachment, we've discussed about the content and data loss prevention in regards to printing mails and forwarding and downloading mails that are in confidential mode. We've sent an email. We're going to reply to that email. Dexter's going to reply to us and he's going to say, thank goodness you are back. All right. And then he's going to send that mail. Pyong. Message sent at the bottom. Now you can undo and bring it back. The sending is undone. You can change it a bit. It's been a nightmare. Send it again. It says sending, message sent. You've got a few seconds before you can click on undo, before it all pops back. And there you have it. So we have sent a mail. We've replied to a mail. We have looked at content restrictions on the mail in regards to sending it to confidential mode. We've looked at printing. We've looked at labels as well. So labels, over here, let's go back to my inbox. All right, if I go to sent mail, there's my sent mail, no problem. Here you can go to the archive, you can delete that mail, you can mark it as read, or you can snooze it. Now with snooze, you can set it to snooze to a future point in time. Now, here's the thing. If you're going on holiday and somebody, for example, like Dexter, sends you a mail, I need to address this as soon as you get back from holiday. You can do. You haven't got to address it and run the risk of forgetting about it while you're drinking margaritas on the beach. What you can do is set the snooze until the point where you come back from holiday, and then it'll pop back into your inbox as if it had just been sent. And then you can address it, and then the person who sent it to you will think you are really dynamic and a really good individual and have got good email inbox management. How cool is that? So let's talk a little bit about holidays and the out of office. So when you're out of office, you can set an auto response. Click on settings at the top right hand side. Click on see all settings. Scroll down to the bottom where we see out of office auto reply. You can select that. You can be out of the office. When are you going to be out of the office? On your vacation, on your training course, away from work due to a life event, birth, death, wedding, funeral, you name it. You can set the last day so it automatically comes off, so it reduces your management. Click a subject, put in when you're going to be away, and save changes, and then you can be out of office. Save changes. And as you can see, I'm now set to out of office. If Dexter sends me an email, again, let's reply to that one. Send, because it's easier. All right, we've sent message sent. Here in the inbox of Dexter, let's just refresh it. It'll take a moment, but we'll get a bounce back. Here it is saying, hello, I'm on vacation. There you go. Thank you for your email. Dexter now knows that I'm going to be on vacation and anything he sends me is going to be delayed. Okay? Auto responses. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, so that was a basic look around sending an email, replying to an email, setting confidentiality mode, looking at the subjects, typing in a recipient when we're sending an email, printing attachments, saving attachments, putting attachments into mail, what the effect of confidentiality mode is on attachments, and looking at being out of office and setting an out of office message for that life event, holiday, training course, or the fact that perhaps you could just be busy. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you found the video helpful. Check back for more Gmail basic videos in the future.